Hello, beautiful Scorpio. Happy New Year to all of you. I hope you had a good Christmas break and holiday season, and I hope you had a good and great start of the year. Um, my name is Iwona Rose. Welcome to my channel, Rose Healing Light. This will be a reading with spiritual guidance for the month of January 2023. And this will be good for the sign of Scorpio, and this will be good if Scorpio is your sun sign, your moon, your ascendant sign, also for your Venus. You can also watch it for cross watching. I've actually just started being guided to tell you this, and if you wish to, and also for any, let's say, for any other placements where you have Scorpio in your chart, if you know it. Or you can also follow your intuition if you are drawn to any of these readings, right? Then trust your intuition and follow, because there may be a message there for you. Also, at the end of the reading, I'm going also to draw 2 cards specifically for the year 2023. So it will be like, let's say, a little bit like a small, it will be a message simply, or a theme for 2023 for you Scorpios. And I also, one other thing is that I have asked already, I work with the angels and archangels as well when I do the readings, and I've asked Archangel Metatron and Archangel Michael, to be with us and to send us blessings, protection, and so that we can have a great experience here together on the video and through the reading. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. We will start with the theme for the month of January for you Scorpio. The theme is message in a bottle. It's interesting. It's actually number 15. The numbers are actually coming to me this month, so it's probably important for you guys perhaps to learn a little bit about numerology. I feel 1 and 5 comes to 6, and actually 6 is a number of balance. So just a message for you there, right? There's something about balance or balancing for you. But the theme, the main message is message in a bottle, and this is about usually spirit messages, right? So you will be receiving, this is what I feel like through the month of January, messages from spirit. And you are being asked to pay attention to it. There may be more and less, but also you are being asked to connect with spirit and to connect with them, with those messages. They may come in many forms. Again, it depends how you connect with spirit, but they may come, for example, I don't know, some like a spirit sending you, for example, coins or feathers just to confirm that spirit is there. But it can be messages just, I don't know, as a song on the radio, right? Or you may overhear someone speaking about it, and then it clicks something inside of you and you feel like, oh, this is the answer that I was seeking, right? So these messages are also meant to bring you some answers that you've been asking for, right? So pay attention. But it could be any other form. It's just, I think it's also for you, perhaps you continue, or you will learn, or you are being advised and encouraged to learn perhaps the way spirit and God obviously can communicate with you through symbology, through animals very often. So I think animals will also, for some of you, will be sending you some kind of a messages if you connect with them. So symbology and various other type of signs. So just pay attention, please, and you will receive, let's say, confirmation and perhaps some even answers that you have been searching for. So this is the present moment and the current position, and also very often I see it as a center of your spread. It's 5 of Raphael, and that's 5 of Cups in the traditional deck. It actually came to me a little bit when it just flew out, and it flew out as reversed. And I feel this just means that it's lighter. It's a lighter version of the 5 of Raphael, and it does actually talk about you working quite a bit with your emotions and your feelings, probably through the month of January. It also comes as an emotional release for many of you, through whatever has been happening perhaps. And this comes with a card called Blossoming Abundance, but the card is reversed. So something hasn't been perhaps going the way you wanted. This is also a card of disappointment. So something may have disappointed you, and perhaps in January you already know about it, and it caused you a variety of emotions. It may be some sadness, grief, sorrow. It can be something deeper, perhaps some also wounds coming back from the past, perhaps. So the blossoming abundance in reverse, it's kind of telling me that something, it's about abundance, right? It could be material, but it could be having, I don't know, it's probably having enough money, enough material, let's say possessions. It could be something with regards to friendships, I feel, or relationships as well. So something with abundance, maybe not having enough friendships, or maybe enough friends or enough people that you can, let's say, confine in, right? That you can trust. So there is a bit of sadness here, I feel. But with those, but on the other hand, this card is in reverse, and I do feel like this many things have already happened in the past, and you probably have been on a journey, because it comes, you have been, or many of you have been on a journey of working with, let's say, with emotions, working with your, like, releasing emotions, working with healing healing methods. So working with with healing of your own self, right? And understanding your healing, perhaps understanding what is it that you can do and how you release emotions. It's also possible that you may want to change up your methods of how you work with yourself as well. This is how it comes. And I would suggest this card is just, it's just telling you that something happened in the past, and maybe you've lost something. You've lost the money, maybe you've lost friends. But I would say there's nothing to worry about. Like, this card in general, it has, I feel there's a lot of yellow on the card. And yellow is always for me a positive sign. So let me just see. So I think the message is just not to worry about this. The emotions are probably are related to whatever you've lost in the past, or whatever. So something wasn't enough for you, or it's kind of a bit like a scarcity maybe. But I feel, again, there's nothing to worry about. You continue to work with that, right? Yeah. And it doesn't mean that this is not, it's going to improve probably somewhere in the future. I think it's just, this card is just confirming, like, or is perhaps telling you why you are having these perhaps difficult emotions, and why you are being advised and called to continue to work with emotional releases for yourself. All right. And then, so what triggered this? So in the past position, you actually have a leap of faith card with the Knight of Michael. So something, so you've taken, so I felt like the Knight of Michael also feels like it is you. So you've taken a step forward, you've taken a leap of faith on something, right? You went for something, you started maybe some aspect of a new, I don't know, of a new project, new venture, new business, right? And it does feel like the Knight of Michael is your energy, Scorpio. So, but this is like the fastest knight, and it feels like you've taken this step forward, this leap of faith, but you wanted to go too fast. So this is like, it feels like it's a little bit like maybe you expected things to go faster than yeah, perhaps than in the past, or you just expected things to go faster and they didn't go faster. And this is, yeah, so this is obviously something that is just that is bringing perhaps some emotions in the current moment, right? And it can be different for different people. It does say, so I've got the happy family, so I've got also the card, the clarifier is a happy family in reverse. And this, on the other hand, signifies that either you have been healing, because this card very often, because this card 5 of Raphael for me is a lot about healing as well, and healing emotional issues, let's say, and the deep emotions that rise up when we have, let's say, unpleasant and challenging situations, right? So I would suggest that this card, either for you, either you guys, many of you, if you've been healing already for some time, you are aware of also ancestral patterns, and you are aware of what you have been healing away from, right? So you may have been releasing some drama from the family, some patterns, some toxic people, toxic patterns in relationships, or it relates also to something that you maybe were part of a circle of friendships that kind of didn't work for you anymore, right? So something also maybe not very good, but you've taken, but I feel like aside to this one, you've also taken the leap of faith towards something new, and I think that's probably okay, but something didn't end, but you wanted to go too fast perhaps, and maybe that's why in the month of January you feel somehow a disappointment, and something is triggering also other emotions. But I would say, remember that this is all about healing and releasing also, right? So that's not, and the perspective. So you have also, so now in the future card, so it actually makes sense, guys, because like, so whatever this, so this can be any situation, and whatever it relates to, you will know, right? So it's very individual as well, and maybe different for different people. But the future card, which probably will come in probably somewhere before the end of January, right? And what will show up is its perspective. So this is the Hanged Man in the traditional tarot. And actually it makes a bit of sense that once you've gotten, like, you've taken a leap of faith, but I feel like you've done it right. Like, it feels like it's a positive step forward, but you wanted, but as I said, you expected things faster, right? Or you wanted things to go, or you went too fast a little bit, and now it's a bit like maybe a pushback, right? Something caused disappointment. But this card, future card, is just confirming to, like, if you take space for yourself, do some self-care, do some healing and emotional release work, as much as you can, or look for therapists who can help you with this. It will help you to gain perspective, right? This card very often, number 12, is also, it's a little bit like a pause in action. Maybe not necessarily a block or a stuckness, but things may not be moving. So while you wanted things to move quicker than you not that than you thought, this is how it comes. You expected anyway things to go quicker, right, or faster. They did, but they didn't. And this is also telling you that there may be some, let's say, some kind of pauses, maybe some hiccups, some small blockages coming up. Nothing major, but this is also reminding you that you should then take it, like, don't worry about it. Maybe don't feel frustrated. Just take your time and take a pause to reevaluate, gain perspective, and also do some healing work, because you may need to release first your emotion in order to see clearly. And this, you see, and this comes, so that's why I'm talking, and this comes with the card door to personal healing and happiness. And this card is confirming that the best way to move through, let's say, your obstacles or through your challenges in the month of January is through a healing work, through some sort of a healing practice as well. I would also add probably meditation practice and guided meditations. So something that helps you release emotions, release perhaps negative thoughts, and come back to balance in the challenge. So this actually, so while the emotions may be strong or may come up strongly, actually in the challenge position you have also 9 of Michael with the 7 of Michael. But let me, so this is 9 of Swords in the traditional tarot, and this does talk about a lot of mental activity, and it could be negative thoughts spiraling up, let's say, inside of you. So with the emotions, something triggers you, right? There's also, it seems like there'll be a lot of thoughts. It may also be like sleepless nights, or you may have a little bit of like some problems with sleep, right? Or maybe you may be waking up like early mornings as well, and trying to process again any situations or any problems that are coming up. I would probably suggest with that, again, remember to do the healing work, right? So if you are waking up in the morning or having sleep problems, this, again, part of it is because you are perhaps blocking something inside of you. Very often, if this is like an old wounding coming back up, just try to look at it maybe from a new perspective, right? Allow yourself to do the work, and look for therapists if you don't know what to do, and do some research as well, okay? And then you'll be able to kind of move through this, let's say, negative mental space as well, right? So I would suggest that just you need to work with that, right? It may be coming up, and you need to, and the 7 of Michael is actually asking you, this card usually comes up if it's something about deception or dishonesty, but I feel like Archangel Michael is telling you that you perhaps be honest with yourself, or don't let these, like, so don't let the thinking, the negative thoughts, like get to the better of you, right? So don't let them overtake you, I would say, right? Don't let them, so don't allow it to yourself. Just remember that you have the power, and you can heal yourself, right? Also, I would say here, coming back to your theme, make sure that you pay attention to messages that you are receiving from Spirit. And I think for many of you, I feel like you have been working with that, and you are aware that the Spirit is sending you messages in various different forms. So pay attention, right? And if it's a double, like, you will get it, like if it's 2 or 3 times, this is definitely a message for you. And it will be guided. So this is kind of like I would say, coming out of this, make sure that you are honest with yourself, right? So don't let these thoughts just overtake you and say, oh, well, I can't do it anymore, right? Just take some time, do some healing, and you can do it. So take it step by step, please, right? In the environment position, actually, you do have a Queen of Michael. So that's a female. I see a feminine or female energy, probably a woman. Most likely. This is how I see it, and she's a mentor. I feel she may be like a little bit like a mother figure to you. I don't think a mother necessarily, but like someone who you truly value. She could be an author. Actually, when I looked, I don't know if you guys know Louise Hay. She actually, sometimes when I look at this picture, I do see Louise Hay, and Louise Hay, sorry, she came strongly. So she's the founder of Hay House, and she has written like a number of like healing and self-help books as well. So maybe she's coming to let you know that you can read her book, her book or her books, right? Or maybe go to, or maybe look at authors. So I think this also is coming, like maybe read books by some more famous, let's say, authors or writers, right? And maybe some of them from Hay House. Hay House is a publishing house for those who don't know. Yeah, I'm sure. And again, listen to your spirit, and spirit is, and allow the, or ask spirit to guide you what's the best. But Louise Hay is also coming to you to perhaps ask you to read her books. And this is also, so someone, so obviously at the end you will find, so there is help in your environment. There's a female energy, there's a female mentor, perhaps maybe female writers available, maybe people who are like me, they're talking about different issues and how to resolve them, or maybe about healing therapy methods on YouTube as well. So there's kind of like a feminine help available in your environment. All right. And the outcome card here is the world card, and the world card here, it gives me like, it's usually about like you are nearing, okay, so this, you are nearing an end of some situation in your life, and probably even nearing an end of this kind of process, right? So the healing process, like releasing negative or difficult emotions as well. So something that started perhaps way in the past, and something also that at some point you took your leap of faith on, but I feel like you took this leap of faith to continue with the process and to continue. So this was a positive step forward, right? And sometimes we take positive step forward because we need to start to do the new things, and then allow like the obstacles, like the stuckness, that the blockages come up again, but then you just do the inner work to move through the obstacles, right? So this is like the healing work. So the world card, yeah, one aspect is that you are nearing the end, but it won't be in January. It's just probably the next few months, or maybe even the whole year, but you are nearing the end of the cycle of a bigger process for you. And also you are stepping forward to the world more, right? So maybe you're becoming more visible. Maybe you want to be, it comes like maybe you want to be a writer yourself, right? It's a process, and you are, so maybe that's why the Knight, you are the Knight of Michael, as I said in the past. You took the step. Maybe you went a little bit too fast, or you expected fast movement and it wasn't there. So remember that maybe you just need to slow down or rethink it. But something good is happening, and you are moving, and this is an reassurance that you are moving to like to be, let's say, more visible, or towards the world. You are opening up towards like a, let's say, wider world in any meaning that it is for you, and that's a positive thing. All right, so that's your outcome. And you also have the advice card, which is embrace the flow of life. And that's actually, it tells me it's a full moon in Gemini card. That's Moonology deck. So perhaps it just tells me that something has already, we just had full moon in Gemini in December. I don't, it was probably about, yeah, 7 or 8 of December. So perhaps something already started. So maybe even this emotional release may have started already with that full moon. Full moons do bring completions, and they can bring up, like they can bring up emotions on the surface. But the message is embrace the flow of life. So I would suggest, don't worry, and don't go too fast, as I was saying, right? Don't go too fast, because then perhaps there is some blockage or some stuckness, and then you get disappointed because you didn't get what you want, let's say, right? But it is coming. I feel like it's coming, but it's a process for you, and it's probably more important now, so that you can take some space for yourself and continue to focus on your own healing, right? And your own, also with healing, then there is an inner rebalancing that is happening. So just embrace the flow of life, right? I would say take it easy with yourself. You will get there. You will get there. All right, so that's January. And now let me take 2 cards for you, Scorpio. For the year 2023. Let's just see. Okay, for Scorpios, please. For Scorpios, prosperity. Here we go. Prosperity. That's actually, but that's an affirmation. So we've talked about this aspect of that you were very unhappy about, like some losses, right? The abundance that was in reversal. That maybe you've lost friends and friendships, maybe you lost something else, I don't know. So, but prosperity is coming back to you, right? It's a beautiful card. Let me take one more card from Archangel Michael deck. Okay, I think Archangel Michael has it for you. Oh wow, that's nice. Innocence. All right, so let me just start with Archangel Michael. They do, sometimes these cards have slightly different messages, but Archangel Michael, so innocence, this card does come very often, or it comes up, I would say, very often when it talks about embracing your own self, perhaps doing, so if you know what is inner child work, like to do with the healing work, embracing your own inner child, and your own innocence, however this plays out for you. So coming back to your healing, right? And the advice that you will continue, and you are advised to continue to do your healing and continue with your healing work. And the healing is a door to personal healing and happiness, right? So the healing can open the door to your happiness. And I can confirm that because I've done it myself. I'm a healer and I've been healing for a long time. And sometimes the only thing I can do when I get stuck or angry or frustrated, I take time always. I withdraw and then I do, when I go do my meditations and my healing work, because I feel like I need to balance myself first, right? And then it brings up the positive energy. Innocence also, it's important for you guys also to remember that there may be some guilt and shame. Very often this talks about like some guilt and shame inside of you. We all have it again. And so in order to perhaps move forward and perhaps retrieve an aspect of your own innocence, right, or of your own kind of playful inner child as well, you need to clear away guilt and shame. These are not nice emotions. We all have it because we all kind of somehow, let's say, inherit these emotions from our families as well. This is how it is, and I would suggest, I don't know anyone who was healing and who never, or I don't know any, like a therapist who never spoke about, actually most therapists speak about guilt and shame. And these are difficult emotions and they keep coming up. Every time you heal another round, let's say, they will. But just be patient with yourself. Forgiveness is important as well. So do perhaps also forgiveness exercises. I recommend them. They're very good. Actually, Louise Hay is very present today with you guys. So she has a message, at least probably for most of you anyway. She's got a wonderful forgiveness exercise as well. You probably can also find it on YouTube or have a look at Hay House website. Yeah, so innocence. So I would say you will be retrieving your innocence, right? And remember to work with these unpleasant emotions and guilt and shame and to continue to release it. But at the same time, while you need to do a little bit of work with that, and maybe allow yourself to be playful as well, right? While you kind of release it, like to be playful and to kind of be a little bit more innocent. Why not, right? Regardless of your age, let's say, but it's okay. And then the prosperity is coming back to you. So this is a beautiful card, really. Yeah, it does this abundance, success. I think it's just a message really for just to keep you going, and it's a message for the year. So at any time, you will have greater success this year. I feel it like this. So try not to. Maybe that's why this card at the beginning came, and it felt to me like it's an emotional release more, right? And you need to work with this, and I feel like you know how to work with that. Yeah, and just don't. You may feel like oh gosh, again and again, and I have to and it's like more time that you need to spend on it. And I would say yes, sometimes the healing takes longer than we ever expect, but it's for your highest good, I would say, right? And it is for your best, and the prosperity will definitely come. And I feel like it is for the whole year, right? So there may be ups and it will come at certain stages, and you will see your success. All right, Scorpios. That's all really I have for you today. Now, I hope you enjoyed the reading, and thank you for watching. Please hit the like button or subscribe. I'll be very grateful for this, or share it with your friends if you liked it. Yeah, and I hope to see you on my future videos. I'm sending you much love. Take care. Bye.